Today I'm going to show you how to make this barrel-topped gift bag. I learned how to make this from Sam at Mixed Up Craft, but then I decided I wanted to modify the dimensions so that I can make it out of 8.5 by 11 and then use paper for the top. The original size is this. So we're going to start with a 1" by 11" piece of paper, and this will be for the handle. And we want to score it at a 1/2 inch from each edge. Then let's set that aside. Now we have our pattern paper, which is 4 3/8 by 7 3/8. We're going to score it at 1 7/8, which is the little dash before the 2. Then we can set that aside for now. The next one is the lid. That's what the pattern paper is going to go on. And we want to score that at 3, flip it over, and score it 5. Because it's going to fold 2 different ways, and when you score, you always want the dimple out. The paper folds better that way. And then for the box, we have a piece of 8.5 by 10 3/4 cardstock. We're going to score it at 2. Can you still see it? Well, possibly. 2, 5, 7, and 10. Then we're going to rotate it. We're going to score it 2 and 6.5. Okay, that's done. We're done with our scoring now. So we can put our simply scored away. And now we're going to cut. And for this one, I have it all laid out here, and there'll be pictures on my blog. Every pink line we need to cut, and then some of these we need to crop a little bit, and we get rid of these corners completely. So as soon as I find my scissors, I'll cut. And now we're going to fold along the score lines. It does make it a little harder when you cut first, because then you have to fold and score each of these individual ones, but that's just how I do it. Okay, now these little tabs are the ones that are going to get glue, and I like to use a liquid glue. It gives me a little more wiggle room. I'll do these front 2 first. Whoops. Okay, now you square up the edges on both sides. And then I'm going to fold that back a little just to give me some room to work. And then square up these sides. And there's our box. I think I need to get a little more glue there. There we go. The side tabs fold in, the top tab stays out. We'll set that aside for now. And we're gonna pull over our lid and our patterned paper. I like to make this go together first before I assemble the box. Different than what Sam said to do, but I found it easier. So I'm gonna put some glue on this. I'm gonna line up the score lines and try and get it centered. So there we go. So see, this one's an indent, so we're gonna fold this way. And this one is an indent on this side, so we're gonna fold this way, which I know it looks a little weird right now, but trust me on this. And again, I think I did that wrong. It's supposed to go this way and this way, because it's gonna go like this. Okay. Then the trick I have to curling it is to put it down like this with your bone folder and then pull. Pull the back towards you, and then you'll get a nice arch going. It's a little too wide for me to do just by holding it like this. I found that challenging. So there's our start. And we'll come back with our box. I'm gonna put glue on the bottom. And I am going to try and center it because the paper here is slightly wider than the box is, which is also why I like to use liquid glue, so I can move it around a little bit. Okay, so I've got the bottom on. Now I'm gonna glue this on the back. This is also something Sam thought she might want to do later, was to put this score line in, because it really does help the box. And since mine isn't acetate like hers was, it's much easier for it to bend this way. So then you just roll that up and then go in here and rub. So then it's like this. You can close the lid. There you go. Now, I find this to be the hardest part. We have to attach this piece to the lid, and we don't want it to really go below the lid. So again, I like to use liquid glue to give me some wiggle room. And hopefully that's centered. Oops, apparently not. I told you this was the hardest part, I thought. I mean, you can try it with tear and tape, but with tear and tape, once you set it down, it's down. At least with some glue, I've got a little bit of wiggle room. Might need some more glue. Okay, there we go. And get that some good squeezes. Tuck those side flaps back in. And we're at this. Now next, I am going to attach my little decorative element to the front. I stamped my flower with the new two-tone Flora stamp set using Fresh Freesia and Blackberry Bliss. And you only want to put glue on the top. And then center that on there. Hold it down for a little bit. And this is where we're going to need our Velcro. Okay, let's take one of each. Stick it onto the back of our image. I like to put a little bit of liquid glue on the other one so that it gets more of a grab. And then hold that down. And we'll give that a little time to dry. Whoops. Give that a little time to dry and we'll start working on our handle. So I'm going to fold each of the 1/4 inch tabs back. And then I'm going to do the same thing I did with the top, where I'm going to curl it so that we get a really nice curved handle. Oh my goodness. Apparently I did too much glue. Let's see if I can get it attached. There we go. The Velcro is stickier than the glue is. There we go. Okay. So then that can be there. Put your glue on the little tab. And then we're just going to stick that underneath the dome here. And try and get that attached. I had the same problem last night where I just was not holding it long enough. Okay, there we go. Hold that for a little bit. And this one would probably be easier to do with the tear and tape because you don't normally have to move it around a ton. Then we need some glue on the other side. Stick that under about the same distance apart, and then hold that for it to glue. And there we go. That's all it took. And then you see how it looks on the inside. I think it's really pretty. I love this color and I love this paper. Thank you for watching.